Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Starlights839, and I am coming to you guys with a Chicago O'Hare model airport update. I have not done one in probably over 2 months, and I've done a little work on the airport. You can see I've got a new design for the Terminal 3 slash Terminal 5 kind of area. I'll definitely go over the details when I get over there. But also a lot of new aircraft, actually. I got like 5 new models in here. So it's a pretty big update as usual. I mean, probably after 2 months for any of my airports, there's always going to be a couple new models. Obviously, some future improvements and stuff for the for this airport. But I do have a pretty big surprise for you guys, and it's got something to do with the mats for the airport and basically improving the airport look. And I also posted I posted something on Instagram of this very thing, and here it is. This is the first phase 1 for the mat. So you can see it's fully painted gray, and gray matter was the color if you're looking specifically. If you want any details on this, I will gladly give them to you. I prefer that you actually message me through Instagram. It's just better because I check those more often than YouTube, but just contact me, and I'll probably just give you any details that you would like to know about them. I might make a video on it separately, or just like an updated video of some sort, but here is the gray matter paint on one of my boards. Now, I do plan to do this for just about all of them, and that's, what, about 8, maybe even more. So yeah, I did buy a couple more boards as well, so it's a pretty big project that I'm trying to do. We'll have to see how it turns out. I'm really hoping out that, really hope that it turns out really nice, and as you can see, I haven't added any taxiways or anything yet. I don't actually have the tools to actually make any taxiways yet. I just have the paint, and basically that's going to be the first thing I do, and then I'll go into the details of the taxiways and where aircraft are going to go and gate markings and such. So yeah, that'll be happening later. But anyways, we might as well start here. So we have the Dynasty 744 doing a flight to Taipei via Anchorage. Got an Airbridge Cargo 748F to Moscow Sheremetyevo. Korean Air Cargo 748F to Seoul via Anchorage. Atlas Air 748F continuing to aircraft will be heading out to New York and continuing on to Cincinnati, their main hub, I believe. Lufthansa Cargo non-stop service to Frankfurt, got a 777F if you. UPS 763 heading out to Louisville, and MD-11 heading out to Louisville. Also got another Airbridge Cargo 744F. This aircraft is actually just coming in, so we've got one heading out, one coming in. The reason I'm using both is actually I saw a 744 on the just on flight board, and I guess they're still using the 744s. I mean, I was double checking if they were or not. I believe all operations are supposed to be on 748, but just decided to include both in this update since I'm not entirely sure if they're just going to keep using the one aircraft. But yeah, I got a 744 and a 748 in this update. Moving on with FedEx, we got an MD-11 to Indianapolis, MD-11 to Memphis, MD-11 to Memphis, and a 752 to Memphis. Please ignore this, it's just a bit, I was doing some work on the airport, like I said earlier, so that's just there. Moving on, we got the Terminal 2. By the way, I don't believe there are any other airlines, at least that I have in my collection, that service Terminal 2. It's basically just Delta Airlines, so I've got Terminal 2 with CRJs, E-170, a couple 775s, MD-90s. Moving on, we have the 717 aircraft doing a flight to Atlanta this evening. I have a 752 Delta SkyTeam service to Atlanta as well. Got a 717 heading out to Detroit, 738 to Salt Lake City, MD-90 to Minneapolis, MD-90 coming out of Minneapolis, Delta E-170 aircraft heading out to Detroit, and a CRJ-900 non-stop service to JFK. We've also got a Cathay Pacific Cargo 748F. This aircraft will be heading out to Anchorage via continuing on to Hong Kong. So that's about it for this first part of the airport, and I'll move over there. Alright, so moving on with this side. I know it might be a bit dark. Sorry about that. I mean, I'm trying to get the light in here. Not exactly working too great. But anyways, we'll move on. We have the Terminal 5 slash Terminal 3 area. So this is one of the designs, one of the main features of this airport update. Basically, I had to combine Terminal 3 and Terminal 5 somehow, just because some of the carriers, the international carriers that come into O'Hare, they also service T3. Obviously, that's just because of the One World code share with American, and they just service the same terminal as them. So I've got Qatar, Iberia, Cathay, Air Berlin, all servicing Terminal 3 here. Over here, I've got Terminal 5 with the rest of the airlines that service that. So I'll move over here. We have the Asiana 777-200ER. This is a new model, and this will be heading out to Seoul. Quite a nice model, actually, with antennas and everything. Really Phoenix standard detail. Swiss A330-300 non-stop service to Zurich. Can include the A340-300. It's only the A330-300 on a 2 daily. Got a Lufthansa 744F. Sorry, why am I saying F? 744 version 1, I believe, or it's V2. I think it's one of those. Anyways, this aircraft's heading out to Frankfurt, and this is on the second daily flight they have over there. Got a Lufthansa A340-300, service to Dusseldorf. Frontier A319 Puff and Tail, doing a flight to Denver. Moving on, we have the LOT 787-8, non-stop service to Warsaw. Got a SAS 340-300, service to Stockholm. Sorry, might have to focus on this. Star Alliance 777-300ER. I'm using this as the Air China, but this is the EVA Air 1 in real life. Anyways, this aircraft will be doing a flight to Beijing. Also got a Emirates 777-300ER service to Dubai, Korean 777-300ER service to Seoul, Virgin Atlantic A340-300 service to London Heathrow, and moving on we have the Terminal 3 airlines. We have an Alaska 738. Sorry about the fuzziness, it might be a bit dark over there, just hard to focus. It's supposed to be auto-focusing with iOS 8, but it's really not working too well as it's supposed to. Moving on, we got Alaska 738 Hawaiian Laytail doing a flight to Seattle, and continuing on to Kahului, just because it's got the Hawaiian lay. JetBlue 320 I Heart New York, service to JFK, Boston bound 320 Harlequin Tail, JetBlue. Virgin America 320, service to LA, San Francisco bound A319 Virgin America. Moving on with the T3 Internationals, we have a Cathay Spirit of Hong Kong 777-300ER heading out to Hong Kong. Got an Iberia A340-600, service to Madrid. They currently use the A330-300 on the flight, and it's obviously a summer ops for the A340-600. I believe Aero Classics made an A330-300 in the new livery, but I'm having trouble finding it for some reason. I've seen a couple people on YouTube actually show it, but I can't really find it on eBay or anything. So yeah, anyways, this aircraft I believe operates like on Sundays or Saturdays during the summer season, so it's my only Iberia, so I just decided to include it, and it's also a new model. Qatar 777-300ER heading out to Doha in the one-world livery. Also another one-world livery, Air Berlin 330-200 to Berlin. Moving on with the American Airlines, this is all part of T3 here. Got an American 737-800 doing a flight to St. Louis. 738 heading out to Boston. 738 to New York John F. Kennedy. 752 non-stop service to Miami, old livery. American 321, and I'm just using this as a replacement for a 75 just because it's a new model as well. Just received this and I picked this up in America. I ordered them to America just because it was cheaper, and I was going to be heading over there for Christmas, just for holidays as well. So I just grabbed the American 321, which is pretty cool, and just using it, like I said, as a 7.5 replacement, like it's doing on the LAX JFK routes, just as a replacement. Anyways, this aircraft will be doing a flight to, let's say here, Los Angeles. Moving on, we got a 738 heading out to Dallas, 738, and this will be heading out to, I feel like there's one more hub, but there's really not. Aircraft heading out to San Francisco. Also got the U.S. Airways 321 heading out to Charlotte, or Philadelphia, really. Don't have another U.S. Airways aircraft, sadly. I do have an American 319 without sharklets, just as a U.S. Airways 319 replacement, which sadly hasn't come yet, but when it does, I'll obviously put that right there. U.S. Airways CRJ 900 doing a flight to Charlotte, and the CRJ 200 is just going to be heading out to Phoenix. Also got an American 777-200ER old livery. This aircraft will be doing a flight to Tokyo Narita. I believe that's one of the main routes out of there. And I'll be heading out over that side. And moving with this side, we have, sorry about my shadow, it's just kind of in the way since I got a light over here. Moving on, we have the Express. Sadly, had to put them over there since they wouldn't fit at this terminal. This is obviously Terminal 1, the United Airlines terminal at O'Hare. Moving on, we have the CRJ 200 aircraft doing a flight to, let's see here, like Calgary or something like that. Small destination like Edmonton. Out of CRJ 700 doing a flight to Atlanta, CRJ 700 service to Aspen, and E145 service to Savannah. Also got a 752, no winglets, doing a flight to Orlando. Moving on towards the end of the terminal. Sorry about the fuzziness, just having to focus here. 737-800, this aircraft will be doing a flight to Newark. 320, service to LA. Trying to focus on that. There it is. 320, service to LA. 320, doing a flight to Boston. 319 to Indianapolis. 737-800, service to San Francisco. 320, service to Houston. Another 738, service to New York LaGuardia. 757-200, service to... let's see, DCA. 757-200. By the way, I have 3 757-200s in this update, plus a 763, so those are the new United models. 752 anyways, doing a flight to San Francisco. That's just another San Francisco flight. The Lufthansa code share A330-300, doing a flight to Munich. Have a 777-200ER Star Alliance livery, United. Obviously getting used to it as a United. Aircraft will be doing a flight to, let's see here, Frankfurt. 747-400 Blue Tulip livery, doing a flight to Tokyo Narita. Have a 757-200 coming in from Phoenix. Got a 777-200ER, doing a flight to London Heathrow. Have another 777-200ER. This aircraft will be heading out to, let's see, Brussels. 763 doing a flight to Paris Charles de Gaulle. Another 763 Blue Tulip livery. Doing a flight to, it's not Zurich, we don't operate Zurich, it's not really Paris either, it's Alsace, Amsterdam. Have another 739, this aircraft will be heading out to, I was going to say Houston for this one, heading out to Vancouver anyways. Have a 763, last one at the gate there, and that'll be heading out to, let's see, like Buenos Aires, or like one of those southern destinations that we have in South America now. There's like, I think they're operated like on a 777-200ER or something on the South American destinations like Sao Paulo or something. I know it's one of those two that we operate, but sadly I forget. Anyways, I'll just say this aircraft will be heading out to Sao Paulo. Moving on with the 747-400, this aircraft's just coming in from Shanghai in the post-merger, obviously. Got a 319, trying to focus on that. See if I can focus. There it is, 319 aircraft doing a flight to, let's see here, Miami. Have us another CRJ-700. This will be heading out to Portland or Spokane, one of those. Also got a 320 Friendship. Can't quite focus on that. See if it'll do it. There it is, 320 Stars and Bars Retro livery doing a flight to New York. Why New York? We'll say Boston or something, like one of those eastern destinations. Washington Dulles. I'll say Washington Dulles. And then obviously one of the main hubs that United obviously has, like Denver. One of those, if I might have missed one of those. But that's about it for this entire update, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Might be a bit fuzzy in some areas, just because I haven't done an update in probably a couple months for this, at least for a huge airport like this. And I'm trying to put as much work as I can to the boards and see how they kind of work out. But I'll be trying to make as many updates as I can. Regarding the new Gemini Jets releases, the Delta MD-88 is definitely on my list. Everything else is average, not really interested in much else. Phoenix Models releases, I think I'm going to be eyeing one of those releases. One of them was pretty good. And I might make a separate updated video. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But thanks very much for watching, guys, like I said. And please don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, like, and also follow me on Instagram. I'm trying to hit about 400 or 300 Instagram followers. Thanks very much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.